Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're going to talk about NXT, December 5th, 2023. Vic Joseph, Booker T on commentary, and a go-home show for Deadline this Saturday. Are you excited, brother? Because I'm excited because this show was packed full of goodness, like a burrito. And I had a burrito while I was watching this show. So we got the last chance Survivor qualifier match. The first one up is Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James versus Thea Hale versus Fallon Henley. And this was a match, man. I had such a good time. Kiana James, Roxanne Perez go right through a table, so building their feud more because they've been kicking each other's ass all week. They had a big fight at the Performance Center. And Thea Hale looking great with JC Jane on the outside. But Fallon Henley got the spot. She is now in the women's Iron Survivor match. And not who I thought was going to win, but I like the fact, too, that we're telling two stories here. We got Fallon that's going into the Survivor, and we got Roxanne and Kiana James, and their feud is heating up for them to go through a table on tonight's show. I'm excited, and they got a match for Deadline, and I can't wait to get to that. But Lyra's watching on, and for some reason, Tatum Paxley's creepily watching her as well, you know. Dragunov arrives. He's looking great, looking sharp. He has a great back and forth with Baron later on. Lyra's backstage, you know, she's getting an interview, then she's interrupted by Lola. Then here comes Tatum, and it sets up a match for those two later on this evening. And Wesley, I wanted to touch on this. He comes out, well, before he comes out, he's backstage, and Vic Joseph's like, "Oh, Wesley's gonna come to the stage," and he sees him with the crutch, and he's like, "Oh, well, he has a big match at Deadline with Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship. So let's see what's going on." He's in the ring, and man, this honestly, this really hurt. This was emotional because you can feel it in Wesley's voice, saying he has to get surgery. I believe it was back surgery, they said. He's going to be out for 8 to 12 months. And just getting back and building this storyline to face Dominic Mysterio at Deadline for the North American Championship, where I was predicting he was going to win the thing there. And him tearing up and him saying he's in so much pain just standing there. And you've got to think and feel for the guy. And, you know, and I looked at this and took a step back and realized, you know, when you're watching these performers, you know, they're heavily trained and stuff like that, and they're taking on this business the way it should. The injuries occur. We think they're bigger than life superheroes, but for a moment we saw the glimpse of the real Wesley, and I think that's gonna that just hurt because he started crying and but he's gonna get back up. That was the motivational part. He's going to get back up and get back where he needs to be. And, you know, he doesn't know how long it's going to be till he's back, but we'll see, man. And the Wesley, speedy recovery. And, of course, just to keep the storyline going, we have Dominic Mysterio come out and be like, "Oh, you're leaving again, huh? Well, I guess I got the night off with mommy, huh?" And, of course, here comes Rey Mysterio interrupting on the big screen, and he says, "Oh, no. Dom, you are not having the night off this Saturday because you will go against the future of luchadors, Dragon Lee, and he will face Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship at Deadline." And I gotta feel that hurts for Wesley because, you know, in the business itself, you know, someone gets hurt. All wrestlers have said it. They're like, man, when they get hurt, they think, "Oh, shit, I just lost my spot. Oh, God, how do I get that back?" And, you know, and I feel like this is how Wesley is crushed because Dragon Lee steps in and he's going to take, you know, that opportunity that Wes had. It's not Wes's fault either. He got injured. So Now, we've had this storyline, Dragon Lee, Dominic, and everything like that. So, Rey Mysterio, so it all ties in. But man, speedy recovery to Wesley. That's all I gotta say. Kiana James is backstage. She's getting checked, and all of a sudden she's like, "I will end Roxanne." And out of nowhere, she's just one bed over. Roxanne's like, "Oh yeah," and they start fighting. My favorite part about this is Ava just comes out of nowhere. She's like, "All right, guys, I'm going to settle this. For this Saturday, both of you, I'm going to go see Shawn Michaels." I'm like, wait, what? She's just going to go make matches? Okay, sure. Lola Vice with Elektra Lopez versus Tatum Paxley. Lola Vice for the win. This match was okay, but Tatum being creepy, especially towards the end of losing. The last week, Nathan, after his loss last week, Axiom interrupts and he's like, "Yeah, hey, it's okay, man, you lost, blah blah." And then it kind of sets up a match for these two this week, which I was very excited about because I love Nathan Frazier and Axiom. So, Baron Corbin interview, he's coming in because they have their big face-to-face later on, and Baron Corbin's just like, "Yeah, I got the upper hand. That's what I got. I got the monies, I got everything, and I'm gonna show Ilya Dragunov I'm gonna take that championship." And I like this version of Baron. I do. I really, really do. We have some anonymous footage show that with the Mello and Trick, they're backstage and they're talking and stuff like that, and then Trick's walking this before he gets attacked. Then you see Mello pick up his phone and he's just like, and he's looking around. Does he put the hit on Trick? Does he ask Lexus King to take out Trick? So questions. Next up, we have Alpha Academy versus Metaphor. Joe Gacy's in the crowd creeping out Vic Joseph. But this match, I knew it was going to be good. You had Otis and Chad with Maxine against Metaphor and Lash Legend, I believe, right? I'm making sure. But yeah, she body slams Otis in this match. It was a holy shit moment. Otis is in there, he's shaking, he's doing his thing, and I don't know. Then she goes up and Otis just gets body slammed. It was a great moment. This match was fun. Alpha Academy got the win. Man, when Chad caught Noam Dar to get him to tap out, that was fucking awesome. So great match, man, with these two, and they're dancing out of there. Gallus, this is a little thing. Then they meet Hank the Tank because the Gallus, they're at their bar and stuff like that. And Hank the Tank is like, "Hey, man, to be the best, we got to be the best, and we got to fight the best, and that's Gallus. So let's have a match." And they're like, "Nah." He's like, "Come on, man." So then next week we're gonna have Gallus and Hank and Tank face off each other in a tag team match. Ava comes out of Shawn Michaels' office. She's like, "Hey, between those two, I told Shawn Michaels, and she announces that at Deadline we will have Roxanne Perez and Kiana James in a steel cage match." It was like, oh shit, it's about to get crazy. Byron Saxton's in the ring now. He's with the women for the Iron Survivor match this Saturday, and what happens? Chaos. They're all bickering at each other, Tiffany and this and that, and it ends up in a brawl. And I got it to say with Fallon Henley, I don't know why, but last week when she's like, "Yeehaw, bitch," or something like that, I was like, okay, I thought it was a one-time thing. No, this is gonna be a thing because this is what she said it again today, and I was like, oh, she's sticking with it. All right, yeehaw then. Let's get. So they get in a big old brawl. They're brawling all over. They get security out there. They're building this match for the Women's Iron Survivor Challenges. Iron Survivor Challenger match. And Byron, my favorite part about this before chaos broke out, he's like, "Ladies, I didn't think this was blah, blah, blah." Nathan Frazier versus Axiom. There's no winner in this match. This match started off really, really fun. But, of course, here come the women. They're all still brawling, calling the match off between the two. But don't worry. Nathan Frazier and Axiom will get another chance at the kickoff show, so we know that's going to be awesome. And after Blair Davenport kind of powders out and she's looking, Nikita Lyons comes out and it's just Roadhouse. Fucking Blair. Damn, just kicks her cooks her in the fucking head, and she goes down like a sack of bricks. That was fucking awesome. And Chase U, the controversy, Andrew Chase, he spent all the monies for gambling and stuff like that, and it's his fault. And it was just a little fun, little weird segment. Then they're like, let's do a car wash to raise the funds. So we're probably going to see some silliness come from this for them because they're on probation now, academic probation. So we'll see what happens with Chase U. We have our main event, the men's last chance Survivor qualifier match. Lexis King sends a message to Carmella, says, I'm not going to interfere tonight, but, I'm still here. Just remember that. And as Carmella Hayes is getting ready, Trick comes to him backstage and says, what was that? What was that footage we saw? Huh? What was going on there? And he goes, man, it's nothing. It's nothing. I'm going to beat that sucker, Lexis King. It's nothing, Trick, And he goes, all right, well, we really need to talk, man. And he goes, dude, don't worry about it. And, Carmelo goes into his match. Carmelo Hayes versus Tyler Bate versus Eddie Thorpe versus Joe Coffey. Fun. This was the way to top it off. You started with the women's, then you ended with the men's, and then it's all just a nice sandwich of NXT. But I will say what Trick says to Carmelo backstage when he goes, hey, man, because after Carmelo loses, we get another backstage with him, and Trick is like, hey, blah, blah, and Carmelo's like, I'm going to beat his ass this Saturday. So it's going to be Carmelo Hayes versus Lexis King. But my favorite thing, I was eating my burrito at this point. Before I talk about Tyler Bate cutting a promo, but I was eating my burrito at this point, and Trick goes, well, Mello opens the show, Trick ends the show, and I was like, damn! Burrito flew, potatoes, eggs, sausage, everything in it. I was like, damn! That was a sick burn. Whoop that Trick indeed. Oh, man, that was fucking crazy. Ooh, that was crazy, man. But after the main event, after Carmelo, Tyler, Eddie, and Joe, after Tyler wins, Tyler picks up the mic, and then, of course, here comes Dijak, here comes Braun, here comes Josh, here comes Trick, and it just ends in a big fucking brawl, and, security's out there, everything's going crazy, and now we have Ilya Dragunov and Baron Corbin face-to-face, man, and you talk about personal. Baron Corbin digging deep into Ilya Dragunov, saying like, hey, you left your son, just like your dad left you. And, you can see Ilya Dragunov going crazy. And Baron's just cutting into him and saying, I'm going to take that championship. And that's the only reason you can justify you leaving your family and stuff like that, because of that championship. And I'm going to take it, and I'm just like, damn, Baron. And when he's like, come on, hit me in the back. Come on. I see that your blood's boiling. Come on, bring it on. And I love this moment of Ilya Dragunov just turns him around and hugs him. And everyone's like, wait, what? And he just hugs him, and he's like in that tense, and he tells him in his ear, he's like, the only person that can destroy the dragon is the dragon. And I was like, oh, I got goosey bumps on that, man. I was like, oh, Baron, you are going to unleash something that you do not want to unleash, and Ilya Dragunov is going to pop off at Deadline. I cannot wait. I'm still getting goosebumps thinking about it, because Baron's face, too, was great, because he's like, oh, shit, what did I do? And then here we go. Dijak, Braun, Josh, Trick, Tyler, all fighting, and that's the way we end this show. On a big high note, 5 out of 5 for the show, man. This got me excited. We're going to Deadline. We got some great matches lined up, man. I give the show a 5 out of 5. NXT, December 5th, 2023. Vic Joseph, Booker T on commentary, man. I am excited, brother. Now let's get on to Deadline 2023 picks and predictions. All right, so what I do here is I go through the matches. They're not in any order. I make a pick of who's going to win, why they're going to win, where they're going to go from here, and stuff like that. For the men's Iron Survivor and the women's Iron Survivor, the winner gets a chance at a championship the women's and men's NXT championships and stuff like that. So we're just going to go from what I got here from bottom to the top. We got the kickoff show, Nathan Frazier versus Axiom. I think Nathan Frazier is going to win, and this match is just going to be fun. It's going to be some crazy high spots. It's going to be some crazy moves. It's just going to be some crazy fun that I'm really going to enjoy. And I know you, as a viewer who loves professional wrestling like I do, will enjoy this match. Next up, Carmelo Hayes versus Lexis King, and I feel Carmelo will win, but something's gonna be revealed, especially with Carmelo. You know, I'm already picturing it in my head. After Carmelo wins, Lexis grabs the mic and he's like, hey, you know, you keep lying the trick, but why don't you just tell him the truth? Why don't you just tell him the truth? And, you know, sparking more of a more motivation in Trick's head that Carmelo is the one that put Trick down that night, adding fuel to the drama. Steel cage match, Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be ruthless. I'm already picking Roxanne Perez for the win, but you never know what Kiana James has in that purse. You know, last time she had bricks, man, she can have all types of stuff, chains, you know, thumbtacks. These two ladies are going to fight, and this is a feud that's been building and building to this moment. And thank you, Ava. Thank you for making this match possible and talking to Shawn Michaels. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. NXT North American Championship, Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee, originally Wesley, but we all know what happened. He got hurt. I am picking Dragon Lee for the win, and I feel like if Wesley was in this match, he was supposed to win back the North American Championship. We're supposed to go from there, but I think Dragon Lee is going to win it, which I'm finding interesting. But, you know, Dom has been on the main brands with that North American Championship, so, you know, maybe they're just going to let it cross over now, which is funny to me because you remember when Solo won that championship and the Bloodline looked stacked. They all had gold. Then Shawn Michaels comes and takes it from Solo, so I don't understand why we don't take the championship back from Dominic because he's on all over the brands. Maybe that's why they're justifying it. They're like, oh, he's on all the brands, so, you know, Solo was exclusively on one thing, but he ain't going to cross over to NXT, so I'm hoping they do a little bit of that with Dragon Lee. So we shall see, though. We shall see. Women's Iron Survivor match. This is going to be badass. We got Tiffany Stratton versus Last Legend versus Blair Davenport versus Kelowna Jordan versus Fallon Henley. I am picking Jordan for the win because I felt it the first time we met her, and especially with commentary and everything like that. They've been really building Jordan. I know she didn't win the breakout tournament or anything like that. That was Lola. But I just got a feeling they're going to go with Jordan, and I would love to see Lyra and Jordan go at it for the championship. And I just got that feeling. I originally wanted to pick Tiffany because I want Tiffany to get back up there. But I just got a feeling Jordan's going to get the win. So, and I could be wrong. And that's the great thing about picks and predictions, because after we watch the show and I go through it, I'm like, oh, I was completely wrong. I think we're going to get some comebacks, though. You know, we already have Nikita come back. I think Cora Jade's going to come back. You know, I feel like she's going to show up at the end of the match. So a lot of stuff can happen. We even still have Jade out there, but I think Jade's going to be saved for the Royal Rumble. Men's Iron Survivor match, Dijak versus Trick Williams versus Josh Briggs versus Braun Breaker versus Tyler Bate. Another banger of a lineup, and I'm already picking Trick Williams for the win, just so he can have that over Carmelo Hayes. You know, he can be like, yeah, now I am going for the championship. And you're not. So, because we're building this, but he also still can confront him from what I predicted with Carmelo and Lexis. He's gonna be like, what did Lexis mean? What did he mean that the truth, you know, what's the truth? Tell me. But I'm picking Trick Williams for the men's Iron Survivor match. And now the NXT Championship match, Baron Corbin versus Ilya Dragunov. I'm picking Ilya for the win, but it's going to be one hell of a fight. I think we're going to see emotionally Ilya go to some dark places, and I'm predicting a pin for this match, but I'm also predicting a knockout. Like, he just goes off the rail and just unleashes hell on Baron to the point to where the ref is like, yo, we need to stop. we need to stop this. Just giving more of that edge and advantage to Ilya Dragunov of how much of a badass he is. Will it end in the pin? I feel so. I feel like it. But if I was booking this, I would be like, yo, we gotta put some stank on it, man. We gotta put some stank on this. Like, let's have Ilya just destroy Baron. Have a great match, but destroy Baron in the end. And end it with the ref being like, no. So we shall see. Those are my picks. Those are my predictions. Tell me what you think. Drop those comments below. Tell me what you thought of this show for December 5th, 2023, NXT. I felt like it was a great show, great lineup for Deadline. It's going to be awesome, man, and it's a great time to be a professional wrestling fan. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it with your grandma, share it with your grandpa, share it with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet NWP logo created by Penta X. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
I haven't seen that much jiggling since Thanksgiving Jello.